Hello friends, welcome once again to my channel. You are watching Talking State and I am Shivdas Bhattacharya. On the backdrop of unprecedented and historic verdict of 2019 general election, we are meeting for the first time. This is the first video in English that I am going to share with you. But this video is special one. It has some specialities, and this specialities also related to me. How the specialities related to me and what are the implications of the election results for me, I am going to analyze in this video. So, after the spectacular performance of Prime Minister Modi-led BJP in the 2019 general elections, several analyses have been made to find out the permutation and combinations, but in a word, in a nutshell, we may say that this election results completely changed the chemistry and arithmetic of political situation in this country. I have also tried to make an analysis regarding this, and this was published in the newspaper in which I am related. I have also tried to find out the permutation combinations, relevance, reasons of success of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, failure of the opposition parties. This one, you see, was published on 24th May, verdict 2019, and its larger implication, in which I have also tried to discuss the matter. But now the important point is how the election result become relevant for me. This is the important thing that is I am going to share with you. Friends, you know, since Narendra Modi's coronation as the Prime Minister of this country after 2014 general election, many writers followed his rule, and so many books have come to market regarding his personalities, personal image, as well as policies. One of the books that has become very famous during this time, and I must mention the name of the book by Mr. Shashi Tharoor, prominent writer and senior leader of Indian National Congress, and his book Paradoxical Prime Minister got much media hype, and this was debated and discussed in so many times. So many newspaper and news channels extensively, and he got extensive coverage because of this book. But now what? Now you can say that Prime Minister Modi is a paradoxical Prime Minister. The perspective of paradoxical Prime Minister, I think it has put wrong. Why such thing happen actually? When someone tries to perceive something from narrow political view, this is bound to happen. One must remain unprejudiced and unbiased while analyzing something, and this is what they have not done in most of the books that has discussed by Mr. Modi's rule, his policies and his images as well. In this context, I want to share the thing that why after this historic verdict and important election, when Prime Minister Modi come to power with more seats, and along with the other NDA partners, the figures go nearly 350 seats altogether, and this has virtually smashed the political ambition of the opposition, the satraps and all other regional parties as well. So in this context, I want to bring forth how these election results have my book, which has been already shared by me, that I have also written a book on Prime Minister Modi and his rule, and try to analyze what had happened during this time. I have already shared that the book, this one, you can see it, Modi's Rule and India's Unbound Opportunities, narrative of the substantives and beyond. So on this backdrop of Prime Minister Modi's rule, this is the good news for me that my book has become more relevant after the election results, because I haven't discussed anything with biasness and prejudiced manner. My way of discussion was not to make benefit to certain political parties or against someone. My point of view was actually mirroring the realities and pointing out the unprecedented opportunities that came in manifold forms during the rule of Prime Minister Modi, and how Mr. Modi has performed and what substantives have happened. But my book doesn't only analyze the success and failure of Modi government from 2014 to 2019, it is before this general election. It tells something more, and that is what makes the book more relevant. And this is, I have tried to say what should be the roadmap for India, for rising India, and that is why I have added the word beyond along with substantives. It is my point of view is that while I analyzing the performance of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, I must not keep aside that something may happen outside the purview, outside what I have analyzed. But fortunately, this book, and after the election result, it has proved that this is a proven reality today, that opportunities are still there if Prime Minister Modi, under his leadership and having government in most of the Indian states, may deliver what actually he wanted to deliver and what was actually unventured during which sectors much success was not achieved during the first term of his tenure in the office as the Prime Minister of India after 17th general election. So I have tried to put forward a roadmap as well. So my point of view is a nationalistic point of view. My perspective is not to butter up any political sentiment, not to make unjustified criticism against someone or praising someone meaninglessly, but my point of view is how India can rise and shine in the days ahead, and that roadmap is there. So I wrote this book from the point of view that whichever party forms the government or whichever government comes after 2019 general election can take something from my book as well if they want. So I think that if Prime Minister Modi's second term, if he efforts to think logically, he efforts to think someone like the approach and perceptions of someone like me who is a virtual layman, he can take something from my book as well for the larger interests of this country. So if my book actually serves the something or adds something to the larger interests of the nation, what can be more fortunate for me? So at the end of this episode, I want to tell you that this will encourage you. I believe that this will encourage you. This will make you attractive. This will make you some impact to go through my book, which has been written from a different perspective. Unlike what Mr. Shashi Tharoor has said or others have said so far, either praising Prime Minister Narendra Modi or opposing him, I have not done anything like that. It's a completely different approach, and you will get a particular roadmap here as well, which I have proved logically. In every chapter, I have given the probabilities that India has. In fact, I have no hesitation to admit the fact that I was a little bit also hesitant before the election result, that if after this tenure of Prime Minister Modi, if a government forms without having the requisite number in the lower house of the parliament, then the much deserving, much needed things that India may harness will remain unaddressed and untouched mostly. But fortunately enough, a government has come with full authority, and people have given the decisive mandate to a person to lead this nation, and the nation's destiny, actually our nation's destiny now onwards, from 2019 onwards, I will say, will depend a lot on the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And in this context, my book gives some positive messages. So my book highlights the opportunities. My book highlights how to harness the opportunities, and my book also goes and tries to think beyond and see beyond what are the things that India may try, so that the nation rises and shines in the days ahead. Friends, without any malice to anybody, this is democracy. Everybody has right to think with freedom. Everybody has the right to perceive as per his own perception. I have cited some examples because so many things that have got hyped in the form of books on Prime Minister Modi's rule. Actually, it's something like a short-term popularity in my perception, but my book is far more relevant, and this relevance has once again proved after the premiership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi that will continue after 2019 general election as well, and he will be the most dominating leader of India who will steward the policies of the countries for the country's own interests. So, considering all these things, my book is a pragmatic analysis, a realistic analysis, an unbiased approach that shows the nation a way, and that is where if Mr. Prime Minister and his government and the other state governments, mostly run by BJP, may take something from here as well if they want, and that is what I feel the actual importance of my book that you will find here. And with this, I would like to end this video. I wish that you have enjoyed this video much. I wish this video and my logic and perception will encourage you to read my book as well. I will expect definitely a reciprocal approach from you, a positive approach from you. As I have thought positively, you also, I believe you will also think positively, and there will be enhanced interest among the readers to read my books. And after the 2019 general election, my book has become far more relevant than all other contemporary books written on Prime Minister Modi, and that is what I think my greatest achievement. And with this, I want to conclude and wishing you all the best and wish my country rise and shine in the days ahead. Thanks for watching this video.